San Francisco 49ers were supposed to have it made in the shade. They had the number 1 overall defense. They had weapons all over the place on offense. And Brock Purdy was rewriting the storybooks. Like, oh, blessed, amazing season. Did you know that he was Mr. Irrelevant? Did you know that he won 7 games in his final year of college at Iowa State? Did you know that Purdy has the same 5 letters as Brady? And it rhymes. But apparently didn't quite work out. The Niners got shellacked 31-7 because Purdy apparently hurt his ACL, going to need some surgery and going to take most of the offseason to recover. Also, backup Josh Johnson went down with a concussion, bringing Purdy back in. Quarterback literally could not throw 5 yards on the field in catch-up mode, so it was whatever. And the Niners, they bow out without really having a quarterback under center. Enter the annual Kirk Cousins to the Niners? Question mark? Trade rumor season. Now, we've said a bunch that, Kyle Shanahan and Kirk Cousins, their relationship going all the way back to Washington when Kyle was OC, Daddy was the head coach, and then they drafted Kirk Cousins after they traded up heaven and earth for RG3 in 2012. So the connection is there, right? And we said, hey, when the Niners win the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo against the Chiefs, if Kirk Cousins was the quarterback, they win that game because he hits that skinny post to Emmanuel Sanders. And frankly, if Kirk Cousins was under center with those weapons and that defense against the Eagles, that's a much closer game than 31-7. Not saying, I'm just saying that Kirk Cousins will be an upgrade over a rookie 7th-round quarterback with a torn UCL who could not throw the ball 5 yards down the field. So huge compliments for Kirk Cousins. But now, Kwesi has a decision. All right, now, obviously, Kirk Cousins had the best season of his career. He was a big reason why they won 13 games this year, especially with the 31st ranked defense in the National Football League. But Kwesi and John Lynch, they go way back like chiropractic. John Lynch was a bit of a mentor to Kwesi adofo-mensah as he was coming up through the RD department in San Francisco. So the lines of communication would be there. And the Niners, their quarterback situation looked pretty good, and now it looks super depressing. So Brock Purdy, again, who looked really good, but didn't have a lot put on his plate. The question is, could he be that guy that you win because of versus who you win with? I don't know, but he's going to miss most of the offseason work with a torn UCL. Could sideline him for 6 months, so that's going to mute some of his development. Jimmy Garoppolo had a broken foot, and then now he's a free agent. Trey Lance fractured his fibula and also had ligament damage and also needed a second surgery. So his future is up in the air, although I think his future is relatively bright. So, there's a lot of things going on. So the Niners all of a sudden went from 3 quarterback options to 0, essentially. So now, do we revisit this? Where I'm not saying that the Vikings should do that. First off, I do think that Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson do have a pretty special connection. And remember, Justin Jefferson setting all these records through the first 3 seasons of his career. Someone's throwing him the ball. He ain't throwing it to himself. And Jefferson has went to bat and stand by his quarterback at times in the media. But Kwesi, frankly, wouldn't be doing his job if he didn't explore this. Now, the return may not be as much as you would want, but you got to check it out at least, especially since the Vikings are bereft of draft picks right now. And the Niners, even though they traded up, those 3 1s and some change for Trey Lance, as well as a 2-3-4, and some change for Christian McCaffrey, they still have a lot of mid-round draft picks. So they have 3 third-round compensatory picks, and you can trade comp picks now. 3 fifth-round picks, a couple of 6s, and a bunch of 7s, right? So, Spielman will be in on the 7s, but whatever. But here we go. Here's our best offer right now. Bam. All right, so Kirk Cousins walking over to the Niners, going to be 35 in August, at the height of his powers. Yes, you're enhancing a NFC power, but in return you get Trey Lance, who I still believe in his potential. I'm not buying it. Oh, well, he lost a job and he got hurt in year 2. Whatever. He was the number 3 overall pick for a reason. Now, circumstances may be forcing him out due to the injury, due to the rise of Brock Purdy, etc. I think that they could hang on to Purdy, have him sit behind Kirk for a year or 2. Eventually, he could and should be the guy. And then the Vikings, in return, get a bunch of that compensatory pick. Nice. 3 third-round picks, a 2024 third-round pick, and also offensive guard Aaron Banks, the pride of Notre Dame, 325 pounds. It's sort of a mama, I can change him situation where he was a highly regarded prospect coming in as a second-round pick in 2021. It's sort of been whatever through 2 seasons, but the Vikings need to beef up along the offensive line, and Banks would be a really nice piece. Plus, it would be adding to this dearth of draft picks. So, The Vikings in this scenario would have their first rounder 23rd overall. They would have 4 third-round picks, and then, of course, the 5th and then the 2 5ths with the projected compensatory pick later on as well. Now, would Kwesi do this? I think Kwesi has to assess the roster and take a look at what the most valuable trade pieces would be and what they could potentially fetch in return on the market. That includes Danielle Hunter. That includes Harrison Smith. Probably wouldn't be that much. That also includes Kirk Cousins. So now, I wonder what would happen. Like, I literally wonder what would happen if the Vikings traded Kirk, if Jefferson would just completely shut down extension talks, or do you extend Jefferson and then trade Kirk, and then you just embitter Jefferson right away? I don't really know, but you'd have to sell Jefferson on, hey, we're trying to get the quarterback of the future. I mean, we certainly still could take a quarterback in the first round if the right one is there, even with Trey Lance in the building, but I don't know. I really don't know what to think at this point, but it may just be more, Tuesday morning quarterback. Oh, the Niners don't have any quarterbacks, and they're going to be without Brock Purdy for a hot second, and the Niners obviously want to try and win now, and I think Kirk Cousins would give them a chance to win a Super Bowl, and the Vikings, taking a step back to take 3 steps forward in the future. I mean, is that something that Kwesi would be willing to do? I don't know. I don't really know at this point, but offers on the table. Wait, that's not it. There we go. Offers on the table. Nailed it. So, anyways, let us know your thoughts and our thoughts. Cousins to the Niners. Oh, it's that time of year. The annual tradition, unlike any other. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. We'll support the work. Put a little something in the Venmo, but till next time, Skol, production value.